1 million views, right? Okay, 1 million views. 7,000 subscribers. 2 months. Sounds impressive, right? Yeah. I also had no idea that I was going to be paying for it myself, and I got no idea how I'm ever going to earn out of it. Nah, not a single penny. So look, before you quit your job, right, and go and get camera gear on credit and start calling yourself a content creator, sit down, because we need to talk. We really do. My name is John Fifield. I'm a former international CEO. I'm an author. Apparently I've written 42 books or something. And apparently now also I'm a YouTuber. Well, there you go. So in the last 60 days, right, I've posted over 200 videos. Yeah, that's 200. I've launched a second channel that hit nearly 1,800 subscribers in its first week, and I've racked up more than 8,000 watch hours of views, and I've crossed 1 million views, which is you'd think fairly impressive for a couple of months. And like, here's the part that nobody tells you. YouTube looked at one of my videos last week and said, yeah, effectively we're not going to show this to anybody, and I got single digit views, and that's not unusual. There's been quite a few of my videos that have got single digit views. 7,000 subscribers, right? Yeah, you'd think that would mean something. No, not really. Tumbleweeds. If you listen very quietly, you can hear them blowing in the background. So, today I'm going to tell you everything I learned. Well, that wouldn't take long, would it? What worked, what didn't, what it costs, and most importantly, what are your real chances of making money on this platform, because you've done a bit of research and the numbers don't look good, to be honest. So stick around and I'll tell you how we've done, and actually what it's cost me as well, because I've spent a bit of money to get where I am. Because, I've always had this idea, right, that, time is precious, okay? So if you've got a bit of money and, sensible with it and all of that, you can trade money for time for money, all this kind of thing. It's like it makes sense. So a couple of months ago, I've been telling people to do YouTube and give it a go and this, that, whatever else. People that were stuck with some ideas as to what they wanted to be doing with their lives, and I thought, well, before I tell other people what to do, I should do it myself, right? So I decided to take it seriously for a bit, and I'm kind of that way inclined. I can't do things in small things. I've either got to do something or not do it. So I came at the way that I came at the YouTube thing the way that I would normally go at something as a business, if you like. So with strategy, some investment, and I'm a bit determined, I'm a bit stubborn, I'm a bit stupid, I suppose, but I'm kind of directional. I kind of go in a single way. So we started, and this is what we found. I posted a lot of shorts. I found this bit of software that costs $49 or something that produces shorts for you. So I bunged quite a few shorts out, done 30 odd 40 long form videos, and then because I was doing some stuff around my face and whatever else, I thought I'll do a separate channel for that, because that needs to kind of stand alone, and I did that, and within a week I got like 1,800 subscribers on that. So I was feeling pretty good about myself, I suppose, one way or another. And then you kind of look at the revenue side of things if you were doing this as a business, and well, I'll come back to that, right? So here's what 200 videos, 1 million views, 7,000 subscribers, 8,000 watch hours looks like in practice. Some days you post something you're generally proud of and it gets 11 views, 11. My neighbour's cat gets more views than that an hour, I think. Look, the algorithm is not your friend. It's also not something that you can manipulate. It's probably not something that you can learn. It's something that is there designed to do a job. And, it's a bit like a mysterious landlord, it moves in mysterious ways. And nobody has been able to really suss out how to game it, how to work it, or so on. Or if they have, they sure as hell ain't going to be telling other people. It's something that you've almost got to forget about, you know, because it's not going to be your friend, and you're not going to learn how to manipulate it. So let's talk about the money for a moment, right? This is where, you know, the gurus are out here and stuff, you know, they do talk about it, but the reality of it, you know, there are thousands of YouTube coaches, it seems, and they're all kind of saying, hang in there, you get passive income, do this, do that, sign up for my course, do, you know, financial freedom, the ability to work from a beach in Bali. Well, I got a pen anyway, so, yeah, it's appealing, but only if it's actually generating something. Usually what they don't volunteer is this, you know, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours just to apply for monetization, right? And I've got 8,000 watch hours and I'm not monetized. Let's go figure this. So, the average YouTube channel is going to earn between $1 and $5 per 1,000 views. Now that's called RPM, alright? So if you get 1 million views, which sounds extraordinary, and took me 2 months, you think you'd be earning between 1,000 and 5,000 bucks a month? Not really. Does that sound okay? You see, here's the problem, right? There's 3% of all the YouTube channels reach 10,000 subscribers. I'm not in that 3% yet. Fewer than 1 in 1,000 channels make anything resembling a meaningful income. You know, the top 1%, and this is pretty standard stuff really, I mean it happens wherever you go, whatever business you look at, but the top 1% of creators are probably earning roughly about 50% of all the YouTube revenue. Look, in the US alone, right, there are over 800,000 channels with more than 1,000 subscribers, and you can bet, you can really bet, that the vast majority of those are making far less than minimum wage. Alright? Especially when you put in, you account for the amount of time, the hours that people spend doing creation. Now you'll have noticed that my videos are really low in terms of production values and so on. There's a few reasons for this. One is there's a lot of AI slop out there, but you can tell this ain't AI slop. This is not an avatar, honest. I can promise you, there's nothing like, I wouldn't do that to software, it wouldn't be fair, would it? You know, and I put a lot of videos that I have because I kind of was working on the principle that the more hooks I've got in the water, the more chances I have of getting some views and getting the thing. And yeah, that's fine, but it's a bit like the more lottery tickets I buy, the more chances I've got of winning the lottery. Yes, you can't argue with the logic of that, but the reality is you'd have to be able to buy millions of lottery tickets to really alter your odds, and like you're going to have to put an awful lot of videos out there to make it work. I've spent real money on this. Yeah, it's only a couple of $1,000. It's not got a huge amount. But I spent a lot on promotion. I spent nothing. This is my phone, right? So I spent nothing on equipment. But this is not a sound financial investment, right? Do not quit your day job to do this, because the odds are, better than a lottery ticket. Well, it depends which lottery, really, doesn't it? And they ain't going to be that much better. And at least the lottery ticket's only going to cost you a couple of bucks or a couple of quid. So why am I still doing this? Well, I think probably most people that actually succeed on YouTube never really started it as a business. They started because they loved something about it, to be able to talk to folks. So I've been doing, videos about life experience and stuff, and sometimes it touches people, and sometimes maybe it helps people, and maybe, a lot of the time I think people get about 25 seconds in and think, oh, who's this? Oh, no, I can't, and do the other thing, don't they? But, I think most people that did this, they started it because they loved to do it. They loved making the videos, they loved talking. And they did it for years to very small audiences, probably themselves and their cat. Until one day maybe the algorithm noticed. Completely randomly, it would seem. There's no particular rhyme or reason for it, but when that algorithm noticed, then it did something about it, and something happened for them. You know, they say YouTube rewards consistency with being authentic and time. It doesn't respect hustle, it doesn't respect hacks. It certainly doesn't respect the bloke that's selling you a $1,000 course on passive income, probably from a rented Lamborghini. Treat it like a hobby, you know. Treat it like a hobby that you take seriously. Build something that's genuinely useful, or genuinely entertaining, and something that you really enjoy doing. And the very, very, very big if, one day it earns you some money, well, brilliant, fantastic. But if that's your starting point, you're going to have a very, very expensive, very, very demoralising time. You know, I started this faith channel, and I got 1,000 subscribers in just about a week. And I'd like to think that some of those were because they were people that I connected with. Yes, there was something real there. Not because I gained anything, not because of, but it was real content. It is real content. It's real people. And I think that's still how this actually works. But also, don't forget, I've done promotion. I've spent some of my money promoting my videos to get people to watch them, and so on. You know, so this is not an organic thing. I put it there and it happened. No, I don't think that's not cheating. I think some people out there tend to think it's cheating if you use promotion. It's not cheating because you don't get rewarded for doing it. You know, the subscribers are yours, but the watch hours don't count. So, you know, this is something that I would say to folks. It's something that's worthwhile doing if you've got a mind to be doing it, and it's something that you really think that you'd like to spend some time. And if you've got something worthwhile to communicate, then get on there, get out there and communicate it. So, I mean, 2 months in, 1 million views, 7,000 plus subscribers, 8,000 watch hours, 200 videos, and the second channel already flying. I'm still trying to work out what it all means, and I tell you this. When I started this, I said to myself, and the people that I'm, you know, was going to ask to help me go as I go along through, I said it's a 2-year thing. I'm going to do this for 2 years. I'll keep posting for 2 years. I'll keep sticking stuff up for 2 years. We'll get better for 2 years, and we'll see where we are at the end of that. And I'm going to monetize things. I'm not looking at this as an AdSense thing. You know, I've published 40-odd books, so I'm going to use this as a way of maybe pushing some people towards engaging with my books. I'm also, something that I do is mentoring of business leaders and managers and so on, and people that are in business, and a bit of life coaching and so on. So there's other things that I'm going to be doing here. AdSense never was any part of the goal. If you make some money out of it, absolutely fine, but that never was what we were planning to do. So there's other things that, you know, you can do here. But for crying out loud, you know, it's creatively demanding in some ways. It's occasionally maddening. It's strangely addictive as well, but maybe that's just my personality. Maybe that's, you know, I've gone a long way in my life. I've done a long career in doing demanding things, and I know that, you know, life is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. If you want to do something, you got to work at it. You might get lucky, yeah, and luck happens. You might get lucky, and you might just take off and fly. There are people out there that do it, and they're posting all the time telling you that. The vast majority, the overwhelming majority, the 99.999% recurring, do not. So, you know, the chances of it happening for you or for me, nah, that's not going to go there. I'm going to post this video up in a minute, and I guess I might get single digits again. We'll try and do the packaging right, we'll try and get the thumbnail right, we'll try and get the description right, we'll try and get the tags right, we'll try and get the SEO right, we'll try and do all of that. But the chances are that it's going to get single digits when it goes up, even though I've got 7,000 subscribers. You'd think it would get pushed to all of those and at least a couple of them would click. Now, it doesn't work like that. It really, really doesn't. They tell you it does, but it doesn't. What I've been tending to do is put something up, leave it up for 72 hours or more if it hasn't, I'll bung a fiver at it. I'll promote it for a fiver to get some views, so at least when people come and look at the channel, they kind of go, oh wow, you know, all of his videos have got some views, because like it looks a bit pathetic, doesn't it? And for the, you know, for a fiver, it's worthwhile doing just to get you something there. If you're thinking about doing this and starting it, great, go ahead, do it, but do it with your eyes open and do it being realistically, okay? Subscribe to this if you want to follow the journey as it continues. There'll be more stuff going up in the next couple of days. I'm not going to keep up the pace that I have been doing it, because I don't think that actually makes sense, because I don't think you get rewarded by doing it. You do increase your chances, but whether you increase them in a way that's meaningful, I don't know. As I say, I think it's still really down to luck and what the algorithm is doing on any given day, and whether for some bizarre reason that nobody can explain to you, and I certainly can't, and if I ever do work it out, I will come back and tell you. You know, keep doing it. I will definitely say that there's an intelligent way to do this. I definitely think choosing what you're going to talk about matters. I do think that if you have a particular niche that you can play into, that matters. But it doesn't matter to the point where it thinks that if you get all those things right that you're going to be successful quickly. You're not. You might not even be successful slowly. So don't do it because you want to be successful. Do it because you're enjoying it. So as I say, subscribe if you like, give us a like. You know what I'd really like your comments. I really would. You know, if you can, that would be really wonderful. I'd be very grateful if you got this far to leave a comment. That would be fantastic. But I'll keep telling you what's happening, the wins, the tumbleweeds, and everything in between. I've been John Pfeiffer. You've been pretty wonderful. Sarah.